Dabe na electoral commission ebe yesa recollation no. Baby to say ensawema do ajire. Any other constituencies no ehun wa asem. Because yentiment na say afibol. Ese say yehunu. Afei minority say majority form percent of the expenditure for the first quarter 2025 no beba beto. Abambag say majority for no nwene Ghana ho no omra me ni sa. Eh area se pa de. Everade. Eni mere won paboa no ke. And majority na bi say abambag say. Enye sa de we ni ese mo metra se ne enya. Abusu ya didi. Ubufu ya utu punu de savoa ko fie no. You see your life. You know the anyo. Me shabra ni obi ade enye pe. Me ye de bia na. Me hwe anim se sebreba mu dia. Professor Kofi Ajeko. Professor of Linguistics. Obaba Ken ho. Atika Mohammed, Executive Director of Max Action for Sustainable Development Africa. Eso beba betra say. Na papa bi o studio say kwan of fast so obepi had mente ase. I'm a soldier. Me hu kwan of yeah hu kwan be pie ha. Mama me so mommy day. Over. Ate say.
The name am you.
Ate say.
Ya me na dum pa chana so e.
Yankopon do. Ba down dey fro see ide no.
Papa.
Ah, okay. Ene usha ohun biom aka che ne se na ya kese se oda wase wate. Na uhu kwan ba ha.
Oh, there's a piece of FM there. You feel nti anya hwe you say mo area ha na e so pa so ni o ship house. And then they jump from ship house am fu nim. As I say ship no. Me yonko ton ship. Nti e ba ship there me ni mu pa say madam for ne ship dealer. Madam for ne ship dealer nti no.
Oso pe ho asem o sa ma ehunzuro no.
Oton ship nti me hu mu dan na hu say ship house mu ne e wo no.
Ne say ne dia o. Na be ne dia o.
E bia na kan properties no o say bisa no.
Wa hwa ne ya bisa no. Bisa ne say kan ho a. Me ti e say boys bia kan wa hyedem.
Oh,
upie enye yiye. Ena ete say de on say bia wa ko stadium akọ match ne team alusu no. Ukofi akwan ne tintin unruda. Said the nano about 24 shame of fram. Tina minim say wo mom de e bia mehu a me hia me ha me ansa na mehu akra because pass obeya ho de dia bankran de e ma so
Nanao
si ID
on say we ase no minim opanyi bi o oyo hene Kokrokoo nti okohwe obo wie ni refi so de car by no nam fom ko ye Kokrokoo ye Kokrokoo
Kokrokoo who is that Meleme brothers Reverend Collins Kesse and Reverend Felix Kesse ye kohwe if rekropon ba a stadium be match ye point ye nante akokeje ti akofa car ko ye ni ti ani edu aboabo
my yera kwan kra o
oh mas ye edu aboabo
because keje ni o east aboabo or west it say my yera kra me say me ya bobo awie aso me ka check akra Kokrokoo ne hasi na me hu say na from it was so unusual as nana there obefa from say there ya reform akọ oh yes bo say what do as market now na akọ no am say nana
unya rada aba ho na
am say nana o pake wase ho na say hey me the car kra buy you so you no abia num radi Kokrokoo sometimes elections dey to me at the ban no ba on say nana me 2008 time President Kufo exit power no na me student that time na your campus inti your elections your koba you mobilize test for umeba ko to aba mo de bases ko you pulling agents wa ha you ko say ye ko ye ba enti that time na me ye men kind of some your small boy pa me ye politics enti ebra defeat no I didn't see it coming in 2008 because now the signs were clear. Say, oh ye win sana na ba kaya sometime ne de slogan bi ba ya gbe na ye de agbe na
ene ina de ba ice kwe
agbe na nteja ye ti school mu na no an ye ka agbe na because ye ko ba bia unse nipa ne doso ti ye to aba ni wie ye lusu ye no e kame fe na ma lock me ho she room in fact na o ma ben room kwa nim se bia me de dro bi be kama no ana me bibi in fact and we came me pa man Canada enti the difference between 2008 and 2024 the year say on 2024 me a leader. I'm leading the whole district and the whole constituency for that matter. So what say your elections we na amount for they are looking up to you. Na anko ya na de hu omu no untimi ma abontin mesu omu se wusu say ni so ewo wani ase omo esunu na oso wo chichiri omo re na anu omo kasa na o chale ebeye time college year quality results no crowd chese wa uza de na nshada mfa na amanfo wo number flow honorable na kwasai munya betre bibia enyam wie ebefa mi wa na so hu za de mfa enti wo be ye cheerleader na wasa yo motivator wo wie na wo radem na o koda na wo sugu upilo so enti sa na ma ade ne bai wo ntumi enshada meka emma wo manfo na wo no mu di djuma no kra hu say why emre na say why weak because immediately wo be ye weak peno o ma di wachi ni nyina so na say wadi wo mu hwa mo aye enti ya try ya say ya be keka ni ma bomu na said ye ebeya ye manfo a ye di wo manim ani wo mun so they look up to us no ye ma wo mun sa easy form tinana encheda nye ayi gidigidi bia eya eno de so big time be catch us say lose aba na debi nana eya papa enye ade a it is not a pleasant experience. San metimi akano nya de a wo say obia be rehia ma obi say lose mra ne tie especially when you are in the thick of affairs who lead you kwa ha your coalition amanfo frel me say o phone kra bedum cause o me be frel up and down it's not been easy nana but say them penifo can say there see sukra here dey jai him to ha o motivate na wakasa odi bi acheche ore na wasa mobilize nkofo akachiro mo say chale enye hwe nyame ya adoma we live to fight another day because our comeback honestly I strongly believe that our comeback will be stronger than what we even did in 2016 entinana ya okese say obisa me na de metumi I'll come back let me repeat it I'll come back will be stronger
na mo wareshe mu pa se be you
yenyina
what went wrong
Ghana food na me can say menye scientific research bia ye to abawie na nkukuo ba obia ka de ope because wadi nkukuo no nko ade na che onioma anko yie nya onioma bi mpo onioma nyina anko yie because so onioma ko yie a anka odi nkunim ndi anya akodi nkukuo ne de we accept the blame squarely say ya nya onioma yie ntina me di nkukuo wa nya ne sa na okoya wa adwe say unyintum say wa nya onioma bi ya you cannot make amends cause na nkukuo we mi hu bi na what went wrong now will be sano mamen kancho obia ni wa asama obia kan na we na anye say na we ye say na we say ni nyina no just sentiments and emotions na ya adwene ne deka the message say politics ye o ma ko school ko so political studies no so enyo political studies we say political science and teach say bibia should be scientifically proven e best say yempe a group of researchers na omunko into what caused that defeat and then Obama who says scientifically a kwanya ye fa so no say na voters no e ka enti na omanto abano amae we betena ha na me be ka say we na ye say na we na ankoye na nyina no na ye madwene ana me de ka obi anso asemo ka bi anso ye na adwene moma yen hwe na yempe group of researchers team bi no mun go into issue no ankasa no de man no esiye. Having said that, na yentumi so nka say yemma amanfo enka wo monsem, because the first few months ne de eno sa brand na wo say be ma obia ka de ha no obia feeling obia menase po bia hye ni mu o say yemma nipa ne ka. We said it's part of the healing process. So how many pana kan yawo or no tene de hana. Now we say enya hwe ye ntwa so yenya yi a still admission nipa mu. Enti ye da masese mo so mo bie mo microphone ama ye kese se ye so fa ni nkomo na obia nka de ha no obia problem obia de o feel say e no anko ye because maybe na me say mo frɛ do obia frɛ na be a we ntina anko ye we na anye say that opportunity na mo de ama callers impo ne mo listeners so mo so enka mo how ne ade no ni nyina aboa. It is part of the healing process. The first few months ne de kan sama heali but asem no so ye say na yaw sa asem no so wo kan so a asem bi wo a untumi mechanic nyina wa bonten ma ma nyama so ensei enema bi wo a say ye usimi share champagne for them now the information na dey am wo documents bi na asan de ama wo mo say we ni na me hu ye nti we ni monje na mo fa nya adwuma fi say ayese bi okura tu oba bi awumia no na wa mmia kuro ni yi a oba ne nan no ahwe bitwa ana mmia ne kase ana se nsuo na ahye bebre so a wan hwe a na kuro no kran so wasa asɛe no nti na the first few months no mo allow my yen fanka yensem e de kan yensem wi a minim say MPP party e bi pay in 2008 lusu ye try conference congress ke kan ye mabomu yen hwe yensesem yenye we obia de okabia for now yen allow mo bia nka de ha ne bia ye wi a ye be soni ni nyina so ne de ama omo nimde e wa amanyo semu omo akwaji ho adusua omo na betimi aboaye am ye hu se ekwan we so na sese ye fa ebeboa ekwan we so na ye fa ebeboa obi asem ka bia ye ehia na emom ye behwe se ye de be ma mpanyufo amomu so ahwehwem na o masensan ase na afei o ma ye hu the way forward dina na ya kese de ma eba ye no de mi so metumi aka afa horo no prof akwaba Openyaba. Ana etina ala mama prof akwaba na nkomo ho esese me ni udie na so. Prof. Oyene. Openya akwaba.
Yaja.
Na bacho wapo.
Apom dem ke yo.
Na kade aka no. Akade aka ni tifanto.
Enne me bread no.
No, why a politician?
Being a politician.
Open so aka asem we acho.
Ampa so some man aye ho. Madaru mama man aye ho.
They had dream say nam say asa na obedru bridge no so no. Asa ka bia
ejina.
No so ho. Ya ma ho so ahase tutu.
Opani waka ni say kra waka me asem. Mesre CID Obra Penny, Honorable Francis Asenso Boachi.
Kabila.
Asenso Boachi.
Enidia akasa no Kabila.
Ono se de Kabila.
Enidia na Kabila no.
And the maintainer.
The great Kabila. O friend Kabila no so unim no.
Ufri Pokuase. Eba krumse ya. Udru ofanko a. So kwano magu asphalt na etimi faso a be 10 meters pe bi o magya tontem. Ena uja enfuturo no ne we no asphalt na no to ho ni nyina e ho bo amana na abo amana be yekese ye say ka bia free White House wo ba na wo ya bedu ofanko a ense ogina trailers ni ye ya no mamuni trailers ni ya no mamuni nti me nsura opani sa wo free pokwase ba bi sa abre na wo say wo ba achimota he ya ba be wa dia sa abre ya no nkra pons medio no nan wadru achimota ntem kra be se duba kompa mu yeah.
Because of sa adineda.
Aye. And I say edura nwumre so na wo kwa efri amasaman. And so magusa akwa koduru aka akramo adu sapema. And so ba bi kakra bi aye se omujuju ho ne ye kama no. Imagine say edura nwumre me pon platform. Me duru ho be 10:20 p.m. Me do fie na kobo 1. Me do fie na kobo. Enkra ya prof me ntu kwa me nko ba bia.
Na uko kumasa kura nkana wadu konongo
masa na kama du baby
say na ukokuma se tete no
tete no ena de
na je say we asema akache we say men kanche hwan
ka kire obra Kabila
na na mo ma transitional team no koye
there is omu ni say to me
na nya omu na say yenya de ye nyina omu na ye adwuma
omu na say na nya sa na tie
yes enti o say ka kire omu
say nya sa na tie mo na mo da so wa
enti omu nim de omu a transitional team
it is not about omu about yen Ghana for yinim
na say Ghana for ye bi so na so omu so say no ano no
nya ye nyina na so omu so
na ha adwen o
okay but wo de abaye ma men hya se mfiri ho abato ye chi ye to aba Dr. Baumia ne Mampenda da John Dramani Mahama omuna ne di anim Dr. Baumia ba bonten beje abato no chinsanso otu ti obi anim senka akire din afedi e beti aha ye beti asei ye beti asei se si akra de abaye recollection no a eno so ho asem na no police training school ha sei ensa o ma do agiri omo so omo ye recollection o ma ya ma ka be jama 20 police station bi o sesen ye send this for so omo ntiase eno so yen komra fe de tie say o makoje injunction abeto so na no eno a PMMC for the statement ba bonten say omo office bi e wo aviance e wo kotoka Joseph Yamin di mrantie bi anim e ba ho so omo PMMC for no wia gold akọ abrochiri omo de plane bia be sita market so twen ya omo de akọ abrochiri nti omo kokọ hye ho e ho so asem bebre abato ye chi ene nsensem a eba si adi ona wo ye chairman of a district security defense task force security council tim pacho mami ntiu ya mu ye ene ba bia mo pese ya so busukoduru
nana mami nchia etifo na menchia the professor me no studio ha na memfa
there we ka say professor me no nya adwen ye professor ye nyina ye professor
minim so you also professor mpacho
na dia na
me professor say me papa
si ade me pon
o nana me nyi wachinyi so you professor but me chese mimi nim nje na waka che mimi do be ka ho say
enya me no mienu mponko a prof de we Ghana nyina japade
on say nana on say me ware on na be ja ware no
sa
nti me papa san so no
enya utriye
professor mua
utriye partition ani munyam
prof me show ni munyam na nana makawe macha etiefo na memfa shedding ne yakọ kese ma wampanyida da abusua titru pa ne nuakuma ofa kwame adokofo se enena yesie ne ba kwame adokofo junior se ye owufo bia da yeso se obewo nanka da chenwo ba asiu na adia ya ebo ho mpaye pa nsese ebisi obi ya abrabom ne se obesi oba nti mema mampanyi dada ne nabusua titru pa ne ono ne nuakuma yewura Dr. Kwame Adokofo yemo mu shedding ne yakokese prof me yesa na me ba me bisaw ise ye yakọ election ye lusu yi enti wo be ma ye de wo be ma ye shedding ana ya akwa na de ana kremu dark na
ne me ansan nyina
sa because amanfo humia am say o we de yakọ bi say yakọ so nka wunya yi ana say eye na de mawo
na say de ba ye chen yi de ba ye chen yi
aye hu ka nru mu
okay jere ese mo me yakọ no ma jeso na na afena me ba o topic no so me sre hwe ayaba ne kokoto ye o sebi enye se obi tamtuo no de koyi kudita ana de efe ne se ye democracy nya afe ne ye start ya democracy ankasa since 1992 but ebi di kasi Kwame Nkrumah time no but this current democratic dispensation the fourth republic started in 1992 enti aban aba ya to aba tu aban ama aban akọ ama aban aba ama aban akọ ama aban aba chese enti ye kra de anka aba be ye normal amaye say obi ba no obi kọ no obi hand over ama obi to the extent say o manpanyin Mahama odi one term okọ yabedi 2 terms yen so nyame adoma 7th yabekọ ono na odi 1 term asan ba enti nana mi hu where lies the issue no kra pa say ebema de ekoso wo man mu bekoso sa ba ya to awie a ya mfa sekan ne atuo ne kotu aban ne ya de kokromoti akoto aba ne ya kenkan awie na nipa bonifuo bi enenam ehyiawa sekan ehyiawa aje oka ehyiawa ya ba office bi see ya tutum and you keep asking yourself say how did we get here and when I'm here menu apanyin samia uku o ka say me ne adwene 100% say yen sisa ade na no kwan a nipa bonifuo bi betimi ahye dado mu akowura NDC t-shirt mu e da kwakodi boni akofa say so obi beje wo car na obi be seize wo property bi kura unim so ko police station so ko NDC headquarters o since when aban so a ya amune ye kwa kansie a ye wa aban mu no ye to wie ye enye se ye se ye nyemu ana opanyin ya ka se ye nyemu ye panyin na odi ye nim ne ye ko okon no kra ba bonte abeka se wajemu na ohu se ankoyie ama wafre the NDC's flag bearer fe na mo be form government wafre no ne na kasa congratulate no in fact president ono take kunya so kra so afre his excellency John Dramani Mahama congratulating afre na ba Jubilee House amoma di nkoma ma transition started na de ebio de ebio de na enti muntimi ntwen a emma December 7 ne ma fe Ghana ne be ye mo de a mo betimi aye de mo pese mu ye bia na obi ye na djuma lawful duties ni akọ stop no ne munja we ye munya say to the extent the height of ade ni nyina say yakọ PMMC juma dia omudi debo man no say akọ stop
juma omudi
e de aboa man no
perfect
me da say prof wa ha twi no kan wa careful o
da nya ne sa nya za prof na mo ye nyina e kasa
so na ya
papa
na odi juma son sa na enye say through any lawful means how they are stopping no name through an unlawful means ransacking gidi yakọ stop nana emre Daniel adinka symbol bi din no say emre edane na de mu ye mo kan hu say 2028 e wa haya o 2028 e wa haya ya o mine team no we efie ba ku be kom no MPP wom NDC wom CPP wom enti wa wini aba wo de se kan ne ma ekọ unua no so no se wo de bonu no owu a hwan kwa na wo be bonyum ade asagu no so hwan like ade na wo be ka de ye nyina ye nim ye tie ye nim MPP fo nim NDC fo you get a few you don't know their political affiliation or no be to akwa ene o cho be to akwa o to aba based on onu ade na adwene be ye no ba ye dodo na ade nipa no niam people one NDC and o CPP and any other political party aye nim because obeshe t-shirt or the beko djuma mo beko jom rallies be obeko bi enti nyase bia nipa bi free space and free mass na abana omu ye hin ye pese ye bu omu ye lusoba we na minim se ye nam hono kra ye ho ye nkofo bi ahia omu so munya ye krom bebu ye really to me na asesa ama na wanya o chena so besesa na busa ho se de wudi ye wunua ne no so obi di bi ye wa be ye wo da na and at the same ade na wudi ye no no be ye obia e be ye ye so the Ghana Police Service and other security agencies must act cause o man no e moy the Ghana Police Service especially cannot be neutral when there is lawlessness and lawfulness. You should always be on the side of lawfulness. Because the Ghana Police Service, as Jumane said, you have to protect lives and properties. This obi nkwa na obi so oji obi nkwa free nsema o se Ghana police service stop na ba bia wa utrum rika akọ no o magasa kura adwane e dey say fa na obeko me hu video bi on social media say am say Techima ho ba bi opanyi police station na nipa no bia timi nya kukudro akọ police station ho vandalizing yoma to abo fa na esi no have you lost it enti abaya sesenti say mra bi anya adwuma bi o ana ya to ba wie keko we are even in the transition period enti mra bi anya adwuma Ghana Police Service obi timi eba social media no kratuo no ye na ye be ye musei no ototo ye timi trace nipa na akokoche no obi timi be tra de akora gu social media yi so ni a trace na akokoche no how much more say obi a wono atimi anya kukudu akọ police station so ototo abo bo Ghana Police Service property ya buy property o aban bia be ko bia no aban ko police service wo ho aban ko judiciary wo ho electoral commission wo ho ti so be say aban aja pade a criminal offense aban aja pade bia property state property bia be yes obe say ni bia a criminal offense. And Ghana Police Service, under the Office of the Criminal Investigations Department, all criminal offenses more and also more che nipano. I'm press charges. In the past, see a tumia didn't see any to me. A dear Nessie, oh, my brother, to make a binche. So, mine. Go already bronya kwan so badada bronya be nyoma be brewom dada na ya san so jai nkofo bi amate say oman no ma for oman say wonam kra usuro wonam na obi kra ba ka ho na yem hyehyew. Has it gotten to that? Didn't know what say you to me tena ho ma saisi. I think we must set up security agencies. Ghana na ye nyina ye dia mesremo. You are paid every month to protect us. And don't you know penny ye kokoda nana ye ya dano. Obonso police force so mo night. Soldier force so mo night no munam krom. Na ya da o ni ada na ehwan kromo. And no ni adwuma mo ye se omo be ye dia bo oman Ghana. So if today lawlessness ekoso na say yentumi ensia no kwan which over the period in the past moye saade na ma yaboma baso ada police for be bibi obi ye oh bo say ye nyina yaboma baso police service we swift intervention moye ade na ne am say car cry on the Kumasi Accra highway so ultimate video so obi ye careless driving careless overtaking na ultimate video capture e the ma police for omutimi che no. So Ghana Police Service cannot tell us say the cause omu ntimi nsia no kwan omu betumi but akwai say unless opanyin una oye panyin minim se bia in our history no bibi say sida me de mimi swade enti mi nya hu bi sa say ya to aba wie pa na in the full glare of security agencies even in Obuasi soja fu ekura tuo na nipa no bitumi ya kukudro so no omoku na eye nipa no bi de oya be ma pia yakunja o oya be ma pia yakunja o we should not be glorifying these things ade enye na nye na real so wo me party na de wo ye no enya o se mitimi catch o se de o ye ne nye we say ye wo o man Ghana ba ko pe baby abeko bia ebusa say o my best no free we so free Ghana onka say o free NPP Ghana and NDC Ghana and CPP Ghana die o my no yemusa say had the papa na and the security agencies no die adwuma no mudi adai obi achichiro mu say gu machi ana na the cameras see nkofo so no more threaten police for womanim na so je ni okura to police no okura to o threaten no yenye ne sa na ya to aba ya nkontokwa obi adi ni line mu kokoto aba asumdwem ana odi koyi de ope ya tuwe no Ghana for no dodo na we kra overwhelmingly dodo na say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omra ya say afia chi ni abofuno ade eje bo nya ba isi aba ya to kra ya de amama wie enti die bio edie bio die pa na asi na ade a ekosi ya ye ka yansia no kwan a in future we may not be able to stop it. Then I started bako mienu miensa na efro bedru brebi no na be normalized I want to mean stop it yen to mean koso nya o minus a o mine ye mienu ye nyina dia de otie me so ne dia ka ho ti so mine bwa ebogu ya yeso ebi ana IGP Dr. Akufu George Dampare ebi ana ohun de ekoso no ye yisumu medium na ka kire say niam ekoso no nye o ma ne mrantie no ne ne mabawa ne ntinsu kurum na omun stopping omo because police force umbe stop it yiso omuka so omunye omuka so omube ya don't dare them and no na ma yebusa nsem bi say e dia pa na ekoso nti omutumi ensia no dia na ekoso the substantive government is still in place until January 7. President Akufo-Addo be hand over and the next administration. Madam Fubi asma okaya so was say is a you lose with the ene e wi ase say kura ankopo. He say o dey emfa say Yesu Kristo ba na e gidi for Yesu Kristo beba. Yesu Kristo ba na Akufo-Addo na ye last president. The American say until January 7 no. He's still the president of Ghana. O man no only the man so on so. Ti anto yabo. Na ye nyai because ye kekaya ho ya ho kuku ye ho ya ho a. Why na ne ebebu o man no? Why na obedi ne so? Na amesremo. O de o microphone no so cha media. You can e be a IGP beti. E be a CDS e beti. I said these two agencies and I ba we can internal security there and police for there. A buru almost one omukofa soja for ba. But I think that the drone there the police for no ya catch us a buru musu. Asa no no so nsi da. Behuana ajo, behuana sa peja, behuana ajo, behuana sa peja enkosi da ben. We cannot continue this way. And now medasi.
Meso so medasi kwa mpoku CID ena mote nenkano. Prof.
Aja.
Ofiachi we de abofo no kra chen de fie no baaye no.
Enti ben kasa ho.
Me pese o kan kasa ko aba ko pe. Na mi ni tesa na obe ye no.
Ze kasa ya bro.
Because me kai say 2001 2009 2017 and at 2024 yes I can want asem kruya dia
enti na me bisa say me sankasa
bia you refi the kind of time no o de tie mu we nya say o kasa o ti
o de branch no me me mic
Peter mo hwe open here in manansa na yeah chese edu bia o dwene ho no bi
Nana ya medase. They didn't Ghana, my branch, remember na kwabai. Or worry we me nyan hu no.
Ayo.
Around here, akwaba. Utrim kwanso.
That's
Say wa be join your school no.
Aye.
E more than someone you know.
School ada o sha se na certificate.
Nana ya. Ya mtiefo nyina. So say me yin say next week bia e be sa ba.
Mpacho de be nyame adom o chena e be home so.
Okay, inti. Tiefo mo tie afi nyina ya mo ma finsia pa. Na ya da ye nyina ho asese yetimi koto aba na ya to aba no awie kama na say ya hwe pa dia sa ba we sanya ni sunsanso ekọ ye ya nya kuo ba ko a wadi nkunim abibi asese opese oye bia no ntinwa enhye dama ho enti ke tu wie ye ba sa no enke se eye aba asumdwe wo mu no ebi maada enti se ya to aba wie sei omom di nkunim na nyamma bro ohaduotwe ne atete no na omanomwo aban mu entumi nya wo hakora enti ka we achi no de nipa dodo no na aka se omampani dada mahama won samra ena obeba itingade bebio sana oman no dodo na so omope no a oman koto ne eno no dache omne say ye ho anom sana na obo pe
no so pe so omonto
ito omde de no nko
ene
eti say ya to abaya wie edana nsemo shede sisi e nanka ai asomdwe wum na eno achi eno obi say because me share daily guide her Yamin NDC tax invade PMMC Gold Center why na so ma omo
say omo ati se plane bia be si tamak so okotoka na nkofo bi wia gold bars no de akonti no omo ansi kwan a omo be wia gold na ko
omo so omo ye hwan
omo so omo ye omo
se hwan na di tumi a hye den
omo na de a hye omo honza
na se sana oman bia mu ne Ghana cry away hu se bibi koso na wa di tumi ya so bi baby awa de kra emfa tumi ne hye wonsa na mo nutuo enkuno Sir, Yami onom oyo national
organizer.
And when for say unim dia yen said national organizer enye dibia kuma
Prof mpacho me pese me kan be biki to every PMMC for statement no mo kire na ode to our asem no.
Mate.
The Precious Minerals Marketing Company, which by law acts as the national assayer, has noted with deep concern an incident that occurred at the National Assay Center located at the Aviance Cargo Terminal, where a mob led by a gentleman who identified himself as Joseph Yamin, the national organizer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, forcibly attempted to seize bullion bars being processed by PMMC for the Central Bank of Ghana. The incident occurred on Thursday, 17 December 2024, between the hours of 16 Greenwich Mean Time, lasting till about 12 midnight.
Well, meant to bro for cramete forcibly be on.
Aye, sir. Na paragraph be wa.
Because omode osheni to me and a koye.
By force.
The banvovran by force. Nana yawo. Yakika fu nyina yakika madam pan. Nyamma wo ye koso nyina no. Se eye nkofo bi a omunni NDC na omo eye saa yakika be kwa kowie omampani na ye yin foforo no na bobo ano. Se nkofo na didi gu NDC board wisemu a NDC nsore ntem. esanse dia e koso sisi ai oboase de ende nana sa sojani no ebe ya se ye pagya no mu ese etimi bona baso sojani a okura tuo civilian so odin sakura pem no bo se
chese nyese tuo nso kekewo
dabi
etu abobawo
ebi na abobanshemu
o'clock e wan hu
ebi na abobanshemu
dabi me nua bi no wo oboase ho baby no o se covid ebi num twa ka mu ka kwa mu tese ne aka no de kum nipa no ye ade anya wo ebeku etuo ekura sojani now civilian so nim tukra sa brand de unkura bi aso etuo no epape wu
na ukura bi kura prof unyi wo de empoma no
na sojani
na senko
ono awakọ training no na kwame sojani na hwe ya ahwe na sa sojani ese ebo na baso na niamba mako ekira obete yesi ahwe a nanse a break ma ho yesi baby a eye collation center na eno no mentem ho ase bi aba yakọhye ho adai enti animu ye menne CID ye adwen se abai no de also enyangui nti abai na e wo so sesia no tumi e sel man panin nsem no edaso ho
yes
kopim 6 a de be 7th
prof me ncho anu me enra na me to office ye adwuma
oh yes
but abai ni de ye nuano mo a sebio dem de kakra ewo ma fam no PWDs
okay.
persons living with disability abai no wo sika bi a ode ma wo mo bra no
okay.
se ye de bebo ma mo de bebo o mo bra the last quarter of this year de no aba
okay
yesterday enra na me ho ye di juma
Mona esa mo hweche.
Yes, and hweche. Ye di juma ya the ato fridge amano, the ato sewing machine, the ato the odo here in business e maniska. So are you telling me say me enya juma na me enya na? Enra ya ye bibia o mani age. I was so we because say one say sika we no, one use ya next year first quarter. Let's scandal so the account no mu a. Auditors be kuru say sika no one fanya de wose de ye nti we ye de because say one no so no PWD no oman ho akire no enura nipa 18 be he omanim sere so are you saying say ato ba wie nti ema ame nyambo amonde me to office kokoye adwuma
obatena ho
akopem say
omo se omo anye ne sa mu wiewia nema no esese
ye wi akohen
na ya ye yet senia yensesa abaida suban ya ye danadi I say yensesa abaida yensesa abai 2001 meboa and your best son 2009 and your best son 2007 17 yasesa bi 2021 yensesa abai no wo so no kra eno so ye e fan baby na aban sesa because nipa bi anom ye minister for ne ade e bi ansa amabio
eno kra de waka na chi kra se na speaker makokwe wo ho
enti sasa na tie dia ada na se we eye nwanwa kra ni ayenim ya sesa ban da amankofo ekọ toilet so omo dije ensempo na nkapra na omkopa ma omufri enti nana mi bisa se enkosi dabe ye dabe na ye benyini e wa manyo semu enti se me madwene mu dia omampani o so ono na pamfo a sojafo ne policefo ehye omo nsa no omo transe animu ya na be ya nka omo transe a omo mmo omampani a oba adwa so fufuri ye mmo ono nso amane na ono na pamfo a ebapem ya to aba na otwemienu ya bay nipa omo be hwe bambo so ne ade anje de a bi woni trim omfa bi no mu hia because the econo sen kofo ne bibi a yen a yete oman mu no omanfo no ye ne bebre but time eni enyan enkyere sabinim de na enkyere nipa yatete wo mo ensusu da nipa ene sabia mu sabia mpreduasam amoa mu ne se oba linguistics mo ye fra wo nyina animacy
biology mu krasa na efre
plus biology mu ya mo ye living and non living
say nya group ne class mammalian nyina ya mammals ne egum
na ye no say ye hwe animacy a plus ebi a moja we nyina mo
okay
life says ye nyina nkwa ewe mu na esanse nkwa we mu no so ye nyina awu dikrama awu nipa awu
okay
ye nyina wo bibia fra no motion, the ability to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't say nipa bi ne say wo free no ho abedru hey. Yeah. Kraman ohun ba bi ama bi wa. Kraman ba ma. Question 9 kra. Obetako. Odwan to me pie na wa ama. Living a plants ne ade no so you living, but ni motion. Okay. So bia ba bi didn't see na obesi wa kopem say obewuo. Kakra bi na timi etene bia ejama baba bi na ndo so kra otene ekopem baabi so so obafro akodua so a ekopem baabi enti nipa ne moade enke ben pa bo ye nyina wo motion no bi ena ye nyina wo nkwa ye nyina tumi yare sa komienu ni nyina yare enso wom na niema ensonson ya da enipa ne moantem aye conscience ahonim boss aboa otumi dwene nia ewo nanim sesi ai obisa kraman se nanu kwesi adande na si ya onim kraman ohunu de si nanu kwesi ada de si a afie twa mu no onkai ana onim de besi ekyema but nipa dasene nipa nyankopon ama na honim ntino okai de si nura ekai mfie miensa ni ekai aba ya to no 2000 ana okai aba se aba ya to we ya nkunim dia bank of force se neman o kan se sia se 2008 e wa ha ya nipa netumi ya sa ya me kama nko force se enam se aboa onni hunim ti onim sunsun e da ne wura banchi mu ene ohoho banchi mu ni nyina ba nipa nko betumi o se we dey me fa me se nkan me master ena kotoye enti se nipa bi a nyame se wabo omo abosom me nkroma a nipa sa omma me no mo bra omo breye nana dwene se ya to abawie nti bibia ohobia ese me se no aida se mabai na aba ana se abai na oba foforo no me mpese odi ye nti we na mbekọ akose na ahye no na unipa suo no e wa henfa na unipa ahonim na ewo mu a ema wo ye soronko efri emoa mu no e wa henfa enti na emoa ye wo mu gu o mu aduane se de ombe ya kese na omwura no ton wo a abo abam odasani ye tete no kakra ye tete no ne de amambre ni nyansa obuo ni anidie e hye no mu na ye tre ne se ade a ewo man ni nyina ye nyina ade a enti na ekosoe me nheda nte ase papa sa de ya minum koye sei obi a odaku ano ye de anidie emawo na ebi atumi nti minim se omo hwehwe mu a ye behu no kra ewo mu na no omo mkɔhye ba bi a ballot boxes wey o kɔhye no se de be ya ene emoye nyina ebegu ogu ye nya bi nkan na ahye ye nyina aso anya dan a ebi kra hue be asɛ kra na ye to aba no fofore enti to se ne amaka no empanimfo a ɛda akuo no mienu nyina abayi a ɔwɔ so a ɔbɛkɔyi ene abayi a ɔte ebuo mu a ɔtwɛn ama ye de na siso no na ya mesre wo se empanimfo no omonka omontoma embom na omonhwe san se comfort nese krobeba nana o timbio be share school down say a cluster of schools now share library near the ade anya dey be see library from am ya teto ma so a wo say aban na oje to dodo na ukodi sabi nsem hunu say eniamo ho sem say ya nyansa enhyeda enimu ya
opere nya kaprekwe
oh David
asembeni
nyansa enhyeda nim enema bi wan kofo ya wo hwe ni dia na hu say eni nyansa ntam kwawa etiba bia enkofo no aprosifo men si ade ya adwen say aprosifo mpagya omu kakra mo bia mfa soro nhyenu mu say bia mekoye we na bia banfoforo e ba na di bia ekura me bia na senti amfa amame hwe oman no say eno ni mfoni nkase aye nyina ehwe na yisro no firi mu na ya wadwuma se prosini asro ene fere bia anim antisa ya hwe ya na koso a yatile gon hwa na o be pa me vice chancellor say ya do sis on na nya ban we na o yete hwa na empanfo dida enwuma bia no yakopam wo mo esan say aban no a ekọ no ne breso ene edi tumi we ema wo ma ya nyese ya nto aba ensesa aban da ma ya nyese ya nto aba ema omampani a ho dada no o free ho e de ama foforo ebi asida na nipa yamfa ya hunim enya dwuma nipa na ye nyan say ye niema bi a ase sebiem preduasa ye ne moa ntem kwai nwa o de bridge ketwa bi etoso a obeduru ho
bridge na opebi
na manu ato
me da se prof atik machi akwaba
hu atika che o
bro kakri wi ja a few weeks to win the na min tant nan kan
na wo Gambaga
Republic
People's Republic of Gambaga atik ati say
nyame adom na we
oh nyankopon adom na nkeye ya bepem 8th December eto abane wie ya Dr. Baumia consider wie ya afedia boys you hunu ba bia wo mo free we ya makoshe cluster of school makoshe ya men premier nye college men premier nye we mako PMMC for wo mo adekora dem matese o mo be we are good matese you say a shop we ya the fertilizer bi ba so mo nche fertilizer na anko makwa bowura ho makosisa fertilizer nanu ya ai fence a belengbe ha ya belengbe kokomlemle ha no bishop abowuram fridge akese esu no wasesa any AC ni ade na ni nyina na mo de sen e ka
se no so de ni chire
na se gomwa ho ba bi
obi shop like private shop
gomwa ho agenda 111 obi de kai ko si ho actually iron rods e de be ye no ono so afa ne de
nano nadmu head office eno so sa kofo bowura ho aduane ne ne amegu ho se sa ni nyina metro mass office the same thing
na ya atik na also bem there na sa ye call just assembly na fertilizer ye say ye ko hwe say obi afa de omu refi say he atena ho 4 years and more say sa fertilizer no me se na me pa se kama ambegu office o
dem say we need the by election time
eba before the election it is na me pa say niam ni nyina me procurement officers e go fa free kuma se buy you it is say ade na me pa e meduru hompu
dem na wo
ni say na mun dindi
na mun nim say mo be lusu
na nim say o ko fa bibia we build that so quantities are of fire ni bibia wo so o distribute a more distribution list assembly one no enya say wo ye bibia keke o say me wana opanyini kura so ope fertilizer oni me district me money bi
enti no am bi no
na sɛ wokwa anka sɛ wopɛ bi
na sɛ wonim sɛ meyɛkua ni nti ɛsɛ ka brɛ me fertilizer na menim sɛ wowɔ fertilizer ka mbɛgye bi
oh enti nema no bi wɔ a ɔmo nte aseɛ oh ɛyɛ a ɛbɛyɛ best ɛ wobɛbisa na nka yɛakyerɛ wo mu na wahu deɛ ɛkɔ ansa na
dabi ɔyɛ nipa deɛ ɔbɛbisa
ɔpanyi mate aseɛ
but me worry ne sɛ atik tumi ne nya mɛka wo nsa
yɛdi kan no but tumi ne sɛ ɛnyɛ ɔmo nsɛm na ɛwɔ
nti wobɛ
ɔmo kora ɛnyɛ ɔmo na yɛdi tumi ne ma ɔmo yɛdi kan ma menkyia the Republic of Gambaga for mamproguman ne nayere mekyia obiaa ɛne yɛtiifoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa na mekyia prof so mehu prof akyɛ kakra me nua yi deɛ ɔno deɛ anka me nua no but ɔyere mu kakra good to see him ɔn sɛ near Ekukosuni dear, and it's unfortunate. I'm going to say, on the air revolution and I coup d'etat. Near you, and Nubina, you post coup d'etat and answer revolution. But we are got two above in a democracy and a we near. But me, I don't want to say, sir, a political party in the born to move say, oh, yeah, my young crop on Koyes ID, mean this. People took advantage of the situation, and sometimes. Party money be food soldiers in the started. Yen you maba kumi be then na criminals nipa boni for be adi ya can say edio muhu ajimubi because obi a wo ko twitwi iron rosy o de kwan krono we this is just naked thievery nipa no ye na adwun say me ko wi iron rose no enye because aban bi na asesanti but because aban asesa no I say there is uncertainty what you say and somewhat as there is vacuum nti mamem take out let me exploit seeming vacuum no namin ko wi anuama where has nothing to do with political parties and it has nothing to do with transition nipa no oye kromfo dada ena aban no sesa no mamem sesi ade ne omu no they are not stable ne omu bayisu yanyamfa ma omu ye nti as some space kakra bi dem there is some room for me to operate nti mamem ko na me nkoye say yen party na aba nti mi sisafo we krono en krofo mu shishi dan no me dwen hu aminti ase aban ya fa no kra say we obi a support aban mi party a wini abatuo no aban ya ombe for me no you want them to do the very infrastructure you are destroying nti you koya na so buy you voted for them in the hopes ombe sa infrastructure no ama ombe sisi sa dan na ama ave dan kakra ya we enu anamushi sebinya sebene wo and I condemn that in no uncertain terms and me expect say bigide ni say bambofo nkrofo a ya chi omo ni nyina yemfo mu nko gina asem dibia my information is that ebimu have been remanded ebimu are being prosecuted and so on. This is the way to go. Look, debia meka belonging to a political party is not a license for the commission of crime. The fact say who dom amanyo ko bi nkyerese who de wodi boni ayenchew enu so nkyerese who de you are immune from arrest nti utimi ye ne opebia enye sa na tie nkrofo mu da party na no kra omu ye ne emfata ye de omu ko gina asem dibia. We have former ministers, former appointees, they've stood trial for many years. Anka say sa na tie de san ko mu kra yense say de omu ko asem dibia ebi mu kra kodem aba ebi mu kra femu wuye. And you cannot say that because we don't manage to binti utimi di boni efa unhudi. And what they don't know is that they are placing a blot on the image of the very party na ewini abano. You are making it difficult for them to start. Embwa until because minjin this a party man and edin sanse muhunu. Say there are a few miscreants within the political parties are already oni obi wa asem dada. There's this perennial issue at ETACC or Agubulushi. Yeah. Parties, I mean, governments is a pet. You bet she dan or you bet pum crofo.
Obi target you.
Obi target into on what you on pay and say my party wembra. Or mobile metro.
On also can we about 1 2 bimpo. 1 2
bimpo. What is here? And we need to begin separating these criminal elements from political parties so that a yena is a party no. It takes away now according. Because once you say it's the political party that is, you can say, funding and human it becomes difficult to have a proper conversation about crime and perpetrators of such crime. Until media, my prayer is that all those behind it, yen chiwom. Na ye chiwom uzwa, wo penyin bia obeba ho say wo be kebi ama yija omo a the police must be able to name you na nyina collectively e be hu nkrofo a omo te chire no won because me jide say me jin this I don't believe say party paying for 80 chire but wa wo be chire abeka bia ma obi no a wa akoye sa sabinsem hunu no it means who aso and you must be named and publicly no nyina we should shame you. Oh, we need to put a stop to that cycle. Anytime there is a change of government. But we cry, I said, look, the kind of emphatic victory in this winning should have given us the best transition ever in our history. Because where they are from, there is no way. Look, Obi and Obetima Kebi, and Omuso Omoji to Muse, about where dear Mubri and Yajatum. So what then? Where is the problem? Ave amanfo yo mo to say ye koye revolution ye ko two abani free so until we are celebrating and jubilating in a violent manner and it doesn't make sense. Oh, because the see obi o gina baby a o hwe Ghana as that model democracy na ebe no wan say na we mo to mo aban kama ebe say na ye hu acts of violence and destruction in parts of the country, no. Well, it destroys the image we have built for ourselves over the years. And I think that as examples. You can't take our democracy, you can't exploit our democracy to perpetrate some of these crimes. And Namika say, Bambo for no. It should not just end at arrest, it should end up in prosecution. And what we are gonna need our information about Kokrokoo, yes, if you have I can say an Emery Abe from Fidi Adaruma, your cameras in Sanumano. If you have any piece of information, be bold enough to share it with the police. And the police force so yes, Remo, obey this information in the bar. Don't risk his life by exposing Onyakono. Because that is what disables people from coming forward. Yen I say Buana sa Nkrofo mkodi sa boni. Yeah, no yam form jina bibia SAD omujina. Mika and we no. Appointees ni be any party ni omuko MPP Nkrofo ni bi. Some of them were also truly, making away with properties belonging to the state. Oh yes. People were secretly also, you can say carrying Nyoma, buying Nyoma away because they almost say is here the baby dreedy. Oh, and once you do that, no be all the other side, no, it will excite a certain reaction. Ube huwa nipa no react here. Ube huwa na nipa boni fosu edi omuhu ajim na via adina ko ebibie wo ho. Nti mu ana mu koyi. You had no business going away with state properties. Ni ese ye aban no ese di ma no. Mi gidi se mrakwan so no ye di be ma. But why wouldn't you have no business taking anything away from aban organization mu an institution mu no. Now we na ye chiwa. I mean it is only fair. Say you are stopped. I
think any man be also I na ye speculations keke. No, me say your platform MMDC is here also. Where for the purpose of discussion me boni din honorable Amwuku. Okay. Awuku Achimango be just saf. Ye toase career in this environment. Anna afford the audio bia obi dia beto bini be onya so bi na the man say
accusing him.
Munyina ye muntete no mohwehwe na what dipa na kasa what say Awuku pese ode aban ka baako efa nyina hini achi ho no kofa ba bia ni ede ko nkran o sade ye ofa say no kra aban ka untumi mfa aban ka minim ko abefa so abefa aban ka na una ma police need me ekura ne phone no hu say o car no why can say roadworthy and now insurance to the extent say otimi hu the owner of the car. Me na minimum po me ko na me ko car so.
Oh yeah, they can scan insurance.
Na maje madam fu bi car ana me de ko car so. Enti say o hwe na nipa ne nye roadworthy no me so minim. To stop here no. O jan no yeah enti he wanted to mention my name. And obo madam fu ni din say bia Mr. Tick. Na say dey can you wanna click is no e dey who say can no yeah asuma sidia So it was later on who said, say BBR, no programming in such a way, said they are able to know the owner of the car. It's a buy car there. We are day. I buy car. It was system o passes a number, a color.
No, and they will
know.
No, I know, say, of course.
So they should restrain some
mongers who do Bejim. But Niamikan is there are genuinely who are making away with state access. Like there are Numabia like cars there is easy to track. Everywhere they are not easily trackable. What you say? And the who's Sakone Yahua and Bini fertilizer. What you say? I think say
I think so far yenim obia or wa banmua about 2 years chino or sisansa nima ibi aboy si akod yenim bi anybody
followed. No, media haven't followed, but I mean say
because I'm asking you this because o ka say bi mu so ho genuinely bia almost sisa nima bi sa ntina make say yenim bi sa na.
You see sometimes near the way ni ba no and say nipa no ye hu say government has just changed and you are carrying nyoma from one point to the other. And I you know, kind details the but somewhere I think northern region or one of the you can say districts, you know. And aju na nipa ni besi sanu ma bi ko and they stopped them until the following day. And they invited the police. Oh, you be a driver and also me dey suma me. Oh, those are the things that raise me. Look, if it is genuine say no you can say you have the legal right to ferry them to wherever you want to take them, no? At least, no pa. But who ban Ajuna Bessan it raises suspicion.
I think what is here? As a matter of principle, means I'm minimum crime free.
Exactly.
Coordinating director Jinaha procurement will be they are taking inventory of the year abiding there. And it
is that simple, but they be munya and it creates all kinds of problems. And sometimes
the amount munya so say baby to say was it catching omokobo priest be asumuno and for which of the
priest be Roma so for
and
Indians.
Good.
They have been in Ghana for over 20 years.
And I mean that one these are the incidents
I think imagine obi bibi kwa. Imagine say you to abawie ya local office ya ma kwa ma wonko gidi nipa nti obviously nti mi nko daytime nti bi oba teta say o ade ase o muni we dey mam ko yimi niam akode na
the police and security to
na police station akasa kwa ko to aboabom
ya ko shishi no
police station na akasa
ya ko shishi no
enso the kremo ko say we dey the batakari police station na akasa kwa ya toto boabom a o mantimi anya hweye. Nothing of police. What about catch
and that is whenever there is a change of government, even though this police administration near at least some of the arrests but sometimes they show some sense of vulnerability. As if temporarily, they've suspended their work. Say temporarily, and show you can say kutupa because they feel say nipa na nko beti stop here. Nipano has thrown up his hands in despair. Oh, until at least in the short time, Sanyumanu air costume. Until bombo for your work doesn't stop after an election. It is forever because we get to an end because say days free. Until we keep paying you, so you must continue to do your work at all times. But me can in transition teams are set up. It is out of experience, and I worked on this presidential transition bill, which later became the act. And we've used it like twice, 2009. No, in fact, more than twice. 2009 they started here. It took effect. I think after President Mills by.
No, it started 2012.
Yeah, after President Mills by, he assented to it. Yeah. Onuno G2 Muna, he assented to it. Into 2012, the transition was seamless. 2016, 2020, and the rest. Until we've had, fairly good transition periods. When so mijidi say ebekoye, but idea I have me say transition yes it takes two to tango. It is not for nothing. And a transition where envision say there should be two parties and two groups one from the exiting administration, any the incoming. No muntimin to omunima ye. And the reason is consensus building. Okay, yen tenasine bubu huna yen jintum say okay yen see I be ye see I yenti and so on. But it appears people are going back on agreements. Says here the president-elect's transition team no accuse the outgoing president's team say agreements biya omujitu mu say more munye. They are going back on that. Almost about because there was no such agreement. But me commonsensically, said there was no agreement. Why would you want to do recruitments in these last days? Why do you want to be giving people promotions? Transition and promotions.
I think a process.
We had process, but that's how mass promotions are. It cannot be say all of a sudden process has come to the point they say promotions only after transitions. You had 4 years until you patch say some baby mass promotions are only happened and are they all qualified to be promoted coincidentally only after
mass
transition.
Promotions our institution
baby
to say
look me person me boy bidim but I know for a fact say Oko NPR promotions are also in the last few days.
Have you worked in any of these institutions before?
No.
Okay, so I have worked in such institutions before, they were experienced. Yeah, appraisals mostly at the last quarter of the year. At least I can speak for Kokrokoo. I worked there before becoming a DC. And see, August, once our appraisal forms are back. Now I fail it. So you have like 1 month to do it. By September, October, you submit
promotions
it. Promotions are done annually.
Every year we have promotion.
No, we have promotion.
But so, that's what I'm saying.
Remember, we are appraisal and we are. Then a committee will be formed to look into the appraisals. It is our head of department. I recommend you for promotion. Then, all documents, you be aka. The committee national and the composition of the committee be if you qualify duly for the promotion you will be called for an interview. That is I will say you interviewer promotion is why you interview straight at the bema meaning your promotion this year next year it may be your turn because years and also wunya and see every year your promotions for every institution
time many promotions
the promotions are done in December. Every year, I'm telling you, and yeah, they will let ebemau. You know these institutions, say, merit promotion, near to continue as being the mawa. Anybody who comes after you can reverse it.
That is it.
So my point is, if the transitional team on the NDC side sense anything fishy. Me Oma. I will keep mute.
No.
You can young for 2 minutes, mommy.
What is the concern?
Why are you raising it? Because who knew what? Even
so you see,
even in our institution. No, I think. Have you worked in any of such institutions? Because I'm speaking from experience. Even in these institutions, your policy be a friend promotions out of 10, meaning a young rule 10. But you've done something extraordinary. My colleagues are firing Kokrokoo board. At a point, me call my name a notch higher because I remember in 2017 or 2018, I instituted what we called cocoa consumption campaign. A gigana hanging fireman net about the Kokrokoo board policies one a year juma annually, and because of that, I was recommended for promotion for bringing that because a bomb a Kokrokoo board image. So my colleagues whom we all employed. We all employed the same. Me be here almost senior. What I say? Me be di woman him. And she said, "Be a no fan. Say this year near ya. Obeka so we MPP ninti. And those boards formed there, and the heads of departments and what have you. Don't joke with them. Omuni be muye biya. And she said, me can transition team no one. And kafutu am the moment say leave it. Yekwa whoever comes there.
That's a lot of work.
No,
it is a lot of
and the chaos. So the chaos.
There's no chaos.
And so are you telling me because we are in transition, we shouldn't work?
Exactly.
Even so yesterday,
hold on.
Me say yesterday I went to work. Me co-chair.
At this point, you should be preparing your handing over notes.
I went to work.
You should be preparing your handing over
PWDs. persons living with disability omusi kaba I was say ye timide ma omo for the last quarter so are you saying I shouldn't go and disburse it I could disburse ya momo money aje
so
because when you leave that money in there
situations whereby their disbursements delayed even though the money was released. You've had situations now where disbursements to
not under my watch. You know why? Because auditors will query you. Omo day I dey be ya say sika at the account no mu ya dey untumi mfa untumi mfa nya before be apart from that specific now one disburse it then you na auditor bi every be kwaya ba no never choose I dey say osan ka wo ye especially when you have a chartered accountant as your district finance officer I told them from the onset say ade bi e be site here you should have known better now one public accounts committee
no but if you don't disburse any just way this cano sometimes anyway but it becomes
and na who be who say ye niska no na do public accounts committee who call am say sub district sika say na o man who dey also mo dey here when
you prepare your reconciliation statement,
this is
it is about what you receive and what you spend.
I get it.
If you receive and you don't spend,
your
accounts will still balance. Anyway,
I don't know what we nim. They won't nim na ya okese ne odia en kam tra radio so moka. Sika aban no tra ho ama akwa ya yin kwafe bo so busafo yes mo ko diska.
No, as for Juma, they say you prepare your handing over news and the rest of that.
But you prepare crazy.
Can say. One said the transition suggested Omunka said men your promotion, but route it through the transition team. Say last minute promotions.
Is it in the Transitions Act?
The act doesn't say all promotion.
If it doesn't say that,
it allows you to set rules.
Ground
rules for the transition.
American forward a phrase we saw American buy and check. If it's not broken, you don't fix it.
No, it is because maybe 2017 MPP reversed some of the promotions.
And or catch you say or
see
if it is not broken, don't fix it.
And
BB you see this is government.
I think say you know tie kwampoku or say that minute we say oh yeah promotion na promotion now yeah no and nam ne kwansa how because that's exactly what he said.
That's what I'm saying. We are giving the incoming administration extra work to do.
Nana
go through all promotions to be sure. Master, there is a lot of mess to be cleared. They don't have time to be going through promotions.
In 2016, now this no power. Kokrokoo board. And this promotions we bring. In 2017, when the MPP came to power,
you reversed some of them.
Obi wa the promotion reversing. Obi wa they are
exactly. And that is a Juma. So they are simply telling you. No, you don't get what I'm saying. This is incidental where it's something we can avoid. Say don't give them extra Juma.
Obi promotion.
That's the point I'm making. Say almost say, who your promotions now? Salas me promotions. Do it with the consent of the two transition teams, so that they'll go through it and prevent whoever is coming to take charge from having to go through promotions.
You have
anyway.
Administrator General.
Let's make progress.
I don't even. Obi be promotion. This is how the baby saw. Emma also come. You are routing it through him, through them again.
Why your promotion? This is the list of people you've promoted.
I think let's move on. This
is what I want to talk about because this for me is very important. Because look, Mprempino. Yeah, and especially when you have an incoming administration that says, "Me will Juma be here in 120 days." Now, 120 days, and also that's about 4 months. Me boy. Now, Prof, because of Neokosi, because wrong promotions, it comes with cost. Obi I promoting be and get your cost. That is another charge on the consolidated fund. And yes, sir, if it is just for fun, the anchor when the bill soon about promotions. Oh yeah, the more it doesn't come with extra cost to the state. The anchor for kwe. But because it comes at a cost, they want to avoid such situations. Look, payroll fraud this and you may be brief. Nina when you account, Obia also promotion at their manu. Nina is part of payroll fraud. Now you say, give us the benefit of the doubt and you can say save us from the trouble of having to go through when they are qualified. MPP by they went through that. Yeah, we don't want to go through that. Just share the information with us. Musi Debi. Because Omuba, SAV no special promotions be in the last quarter, in fact, in the last 1 month. before the new administration buy. Juma ni pana say start here na Juma no. Afi no be through promotions. Juma and waste of time. What you say? And I don't understand why there was supposed to be an agreement. Bakusi there's an agreement. Bakusi there's no agreement. And I don't see how difficult it is. Say for institutional.
Yeah,
Prof. No. So people are like, once you provide them with the information, they hold on to the list. AB, someone be bukra when who doing transition here, then they can easily tell. Say, okay, these are the people are omenya promotions, no. And to if they have to do it very quickly, no my. Even though in my view, no cry is going to be waste of productive hours. But almost subcommittees, who the listing by the subcommittees can look into it very quickly.
I think promotions, and yet the political head no promotions.
No,
it has always been the technocrats or the public servants now on the
you think the technocrats are non-partisan?
Well,
no, I'm asking you think they are non-partisan?
On record, Obianu or party be
public servants can be partisan. It's only civil servants. But Omukrampo, they are not. You see, you are not supposed to be partisan in your work, but they are partisan.
But I think, but anyway, all stretching too far.
It's not
to go. Yes, I could. Yeah. Any and
Obianu
Sir, also civil servants they are supposed to be non-partisan, but I was say be a partisan.
Yes.
So it means that Osha office on because we're partisan. And you might SSO on Yana.
Oh, that's not the point. Obi wawa oye na ejuma, but if you don't deserve promotion because of your affiliation, that is where the problem is. What you must hear. And this may sound like a conspiracy theory, but in the civil service. Prof, ministers are especially omenya issues. A lot of the time, technocracy are na pion mukoship. What you say?
I think mama kakra my din am itiemo. Say promotion bia ni ho a ye de be ma obi a e bia e sha ase bosumi ye twemu eno mama fa legon he say opese over department of linguistics now opese wa ofese would do for promotion e be call meeting ase departmental meeting na departmental meeting so bia ya chechem se bia bosumi bia ye be ye we enya nro nti next one no beba next semester the departmental meeting ehun se bibia ye kama ye de wako school management committee the school of languages, school of performing arts, school of social studies or all.
Most school management committee.
Oh yeah, school. Now baby I was so yeah cons. Mo dey no na super social studies.
Yeah.
Enti a cons for them dey about geography dey about political science dey about psychology dey about. Enti tell be a hip no and say omo be ko ni nyinam e bi ana at one sitting omo ntumi enwi. So omo hu say eno eya wo attack or promotion dua make na wo sha ase free department be 6 months above and sana wo school no e dey akoma provost.
Yes,
provost so e bie na your our gates in the February gate or September gate the one to me meet February September akọ wi a wo nyina transfer hu say na afi na e be pay assessors omo mbe ko through utanye na ko di assess bi ensem a ebi ase afi number 2 years number in fact me 205 you promote me to associate professor na me submit ade no ebe 205 na me submit about 2007
2 years later.
Oh yes a bit deep more than that. It is all sure
prof then the manager sir.
No, it goes through a process.
No, be assessor.
They have to go through your publications and
assessor. Yeah, the publications bear 25. A command in Nipa Baku. Young Kwawa Jumanson no ye. Oman for so a renowned economist. Inti ye the be free year la Breno, Harvard in the Bia Breno. On to me. And teacher say, wow, ye a provost no, you keep on reminding. Inti the tia of say promotion be or what be a ye shas ye no, a fikra chem. And so in Yamal. They be do be a nim nase, you can't say a man promotion. What would try would nim one? Why have I oh Nanan Saya or ye and I hear you, but
yes. No, maybe that is a fair point. But Intinamika say if they say my young crofo why omu promotions na. And I do the promotions with recourse to the transition team. And your bonny omu if they go to and they realize where Christ start here, obi enu obeka say hey Nansanya start here. And you see a bimukra, it's not just promotions, recruitment, they are even backdating some of these things. That's the accusation. And how shocked are they said my mom for can you I say it's for you to be able to provide it, then no much so that look, me I believe in transparency.
Okay.
If you have nothing to hide, put the cards on the table. Look, and found how promotions are done. Once you have nothing to hide, for two, let them have access to the information and the data. What is here? So that if subsequent to the data, they will be speaking to the data. So almost okay, where you know they will be able to say, okay, when you know now Bibia Finchima, they can't say anything because they don't know him.
I think but Obisu the way about just to help our discussion. I say Nana Akese. Some public and civil service appraisals for promotions are done in the course of the year. Yeah. The real promotion itself can take effect either the month after that or July the following year.
Yeah. So why the rush?
No, and you be there. No.
This is good information. And why assessment?
I think I would say to say the prof can share the promotion process now about 2 years.
That is fair.
I feel na ba na we so cry catch say the promotion no kra ma obi ho kra na wo de na e de ama on ne kra na nsa na wunya ho adodode de no na no kra twa ba busu mi
ya bagneti kra you say you catch say you say sometimes let them kra benya no you see your promotion takes effect na bagneti the very time na e de
when you are qualified for promotion.
Yes,
the letter is supposed to be given to you instantly. That's the assumption. But Samba, whenever, because once they've approved, you say you are due for promotion, it means now you are duly qualified.
And the topic you acting there by you, we soldier penny pa, me moniting. I am reading Nasabo or Trebrem or say, in the Ghana Armed Forces, our promotion comes twice in a year, 30th June and 30th December. And publication comes on July and January. So it is not because government has changed and they are doing promotion. This that's what they
look. Ghana forces there.
Anyway, so I think drive your point home. Drive the point home.
So that's
what I'm saying.
We are twice a year, and teachers a batch be there in June or July. Now another batch be there.
Was it 30th in December?
30th.
What is today's date?
30th June and 30th December.
What is today's
date?
And
19.
Until if somebody is getting promoted before 30th December, wouldn't you have a reason to raise concerns?
Oh, na say bin so dia we also in the December.
The thing comes in December and January. Who will see Obi December 20?
But say yeah.
So if this is the rule and the practice,
that's the practice.
Now Edi Kayaba, wouldn't anybody who is taking over from you have any reason to raise concerns?
Now, by 30th, if going by your own assumptions and whatever you are saying. By 30th December, na still say MPP are banning the person your promotions. Oh, that's what so obetimi aye.
So until I don't know and you see if you are doing it.
I think let's make progress.
No, let's make progress. Promotions, na member payments so. And also asem. As for buying the you see you can say
continuing.
No, the only thing that is risk free in this world is government, because they are buying their bet to us. And if you are having transactions with government, you can be sure say your investments with government are safe, except in some extraordinary situations like when you have coup d'etats and you have coups in power, and they can decide to even repudiate the debt buying Edin Krofoka. But in a democracy, you can be sure say the only risk-free entity to do business with buying. And say and sometimes a child they pay with interest. And the payments are the transition, the incoming administration is also raising concerns. And me know because you see, government, in my view, the economy is always the cause. Everything else is effect. Look, Bambo is all about the revenue you get and how you decide to spend it. Be health, education, economy na engineer ya. Ni aka ni na untimi nye. And economy is all about usikasem. Now say you are exiting. Payments are these are leakages, so they are not injections, they are sika airco. And any new administration be a sika. At least in their first 1 year, they are in dire need of money. And you can cry no. They are saying, say, for you to pay, they are not saying don't pay, but for you to pay, at least let us be aware of the payments you are doing. So that because you're in the year, but sika so easily accessible. So
when they make the transition team aware, are they going to stop the payments?
There are some payments I'm sure they'll stop. I'm sure there are some payments where they shouldn't pay, and they'll stop you. If the person meant to if the person feels strongly, there's always people always go to court. What I said, that is if they say meant to crowd. But they can also say don't pay Nipana now. You bet you but don't pay him now because here you see that is the thing. Nipana or Bano on him says he can
okay.
But at least there should be some cushion.
I think Semetwasia. Then what's now? And Kanye was saying here and said, yeah, Ghana Hano. Even within Atik Mohammed no crano. I am ra and the Maunya said, Dino. And can't you can say, no, yeah, I am ra. Me papa and mamma decided to say, I am running. That be OT, won't say Massam Nase. Say, who causes and now and ne over Pano Mame as a Saudi, I know, I be a Atik Kessia. Come Remun Conco Gazetin Sano. It is the Mrano that makes.
Sure, you can have more than one name.
No, any problem. Me, I'm not. But my point is,
I can have many names.
I think my point is, what makes you Atik
is me.
Mohammed is Emra and a boho by say the way Atik Mohammed dear. Oh dear no. It's your BBA Biano. Your BBA
law names.
No, there's no law of names. But
I will have to move on.
It's in a real. Say issues where okay. In terms of payments and or they say recruitment and whatever. If we strongly feel that there's something wrong with it, let's make amendments to the Transition Act and put it expressly in there. Say after December 7, there should be no spending. There should be.
I mean, not when you say there's no spending. Wouldn't you pay workers?
It's
part of spending.
I'm just making a suggestion. There should be no spending. There should be no recruitment. There should be no. What's it?
If you say there's no spending, the government will crash.
Good.
They're not saying don't spend, but payments to contractors and the rest. And once they are specific on the type of payment.
And so put it in the law. So in law school, you chair interpretation. You say if the framers of the law had wanted to say A, B, C, D, the first one finds him no.
We've never had.
So what comes? What
you
brings?
Improve it as you go forward.
Good. It's these issues. These issues now, moving forward. I think that I was here to me. This is a
fair point. And
to me, I think because it may not even stand the test of time.
No, I agree. I know the
yes,
Professor Kofi Ejekum Prof.
Yes, sir.
Asem ba ko na me pese me je wadwen e wo ho. O ka say we are worth asem no dey metumi apon mo time bia in the how ni ho. Aba no aye kenkan no a mentimi wanse sorry ye. Na ABC sabre ye hunu. Obati yi si official tema central was say me na me nya ready say me declare ba. Ye twense kan ni tuo gina me so say ma nya ye bekumi. E na me ye. Now no yahuna no hey ya omode Eastern region I think 4 constituencies Suhum Tesano hey
police station
so here ya Suhum and Sauma do Ajiri Akwatia Fantiakwa North ebai omutimi ya miensa ba ko na aka na Sauma do Ajiri omo ye ka police tenters be say 15 or say say NDC for no mo computer no omo laptop no e call low battery enti omo nyai yama omo charger omo say omo charging system no nya adwuma nti omo nya adechi no ma be afa adechi ya e ba ya yete say omo akofa injunction e dey aba beto omo this recollection eh sa nya ma na e to say
Anayo
papa
no ma bi wa e bia yan ni political party bi mu no na yam fa e hu ko wura amanyosem no ebi aye ente ase yeso ko sente sa pa dia ana nipa a omudi party anim mensro memfere se meka dodo na asua ho medre chiro dodo na omo ye a party executives ne ho ahwan ebi no krokra degree ne ho ahwan bibia.
In fact, Central Region NDC chairman or a professor.
Yes. Enti dia na ya ba yen ya ko school ma ya davroma yesisi school we yen kura se ma yen bi ko ye yem sua bibia ye sua logic say ne te dia say obia enti adem na edru party mu dia na say ya dwena nyame de man ne di school de man ya de no ato nche na aka party adwene begin ho amentiase nyama we nka emre ya kan aduru baabi mentem ho ase eni ho ahemfo na ahia beka say ya mbɔkyere bio ya samo so ska kra wo de ma obi na also ska na me de ma na 2000 na background say da bi me kai 1008 ya mbɔkyere into all kai a to be graph or better tip tete so me tete 100 na ya de agu ho ne abobi achi ya bɔkyere na pepepa ntokwa bi anim ebi na ye o party ntiante ase say ya kan say we so nya 30,000 we so nya 32,000 there be yen san kai anu na obi say anya me mamun kai obi nso say na esitia no ahwe ne ye boso wia na ebi a akoatia me nti kwan bia mefa so bia yen kai ade ende yen so sa na tell me hye do kora nti ade na hye dia ye kobɔkyere wo hemfa
na se na wuka wunim se enko ma da
enti o na meka se am se party adwene nkosabe minim na adwene ye de eye adwuma wo fie enso nko na kamia ye se party adwene ya na enieden abunka ma adwene no so na aprepre ni nti ya na nipa adwene ye nse mimisi se ya sa do bia kan bia anya no kre na ye betumi aye ne sa akoduru dabai America de o motu ye ya oba hu sa anko ye asi ya ti o mo ho na amu so kan ya
amu so west wo
go
otra sia mfie miensa ne akire Rebecca be only Rebecca msa adote yes aka kakra ma mfie na so na fe na ne abu asem no say amonwe mfie nan
o jipe ni bibia da
yo de so wa transia say nan ko be ko parliament ana wa ko akoye ne eso oye de say onya bia nan ka eso onya atransia ebi na ye beton sisi say court asem abem na ya mimi susuye ne se electoral commission adwuma na esi ho no de mra na ye adwuma anante sa enti mra na ewo ho no krama da ho abada ho aye makrama nkaye fa mra no enya adwuma A to Z na abana ese esa akaye no yanka memfiri ho na cha na edwo se de be ya de wadi nkunimo empesado ono be ye mrasha bedwani na ya ye amefi
say isire de nkomo kan o na omguso na emrante na bo no na menisi ade so ya adwene se bambofo no ye den
anti se aprosifo in fact aprosifo se aduan oha ejina ho a emrante nde no betumi aye ede be pa no betumi aye ana ya hwa na die nsem a aprosifo no ejinjina ho mo na hwa ansa na basa famu be wo ha wo bedro no asojafo nso ato santen ejina ho abrante no wo kan se bi ne de si bo ase na etiokura soja ni na eja onya brase a wanto no ye no sa de ye be kan na ye ntumi ntwen ma mrantie be nsia bi anwotwe bi a wonim adwene wo mutrim omomfa oman ni nyina enso ate se ne oman no ewo wo no ba bia ye se ye de mrato ye mfa nto ba bia ye se ye de bambo adwuma bamu ma adwuma no eyeye ne ka ma afiri no ye ka ma afiri
That's a prof. Atiki pa. If promotions is one of the big issues, then this incoming government is going to occupy itself with a whole lot of issues. We wish them luck because the actual economy, the real work, is waiting for them. Opening Kokrokoo, Spintex. I think I say.
Promotions come with costs.
Or say,
it's all about managing the economy.
Atiki, what are you saying? You wait. When the receivers of this promotion takes the new government to court, you will understand what it means. Will that also not be work?
The receivers of the
promotion.
Take Abain to government.
To court. So on the promotion, I also banner say. Also do court.
Now, if it's sorry, I know promotions. They have to be sure they don't qualify. Mani Panova and Cocote. Yet, Attorney General said there are people who are in charge of that. Ma Bain Mamva and Cocote.
See, I did me
I mean, we not just it will be. Yeah, who say, I mean, a lot of the newspapers are publishers say now Supreme Court. Rather in a strange turn of events, finally, Omar decided to say the rule on the anti-gay bill, no, and now almost is here the Omar to say in action. And he says, "Yeah, Ora Kufado, or best sign and son or Wakwana son sign." Say because this was the only thing holding him back. Says, "Yeah, yes, you obey my Obeana." Is he going to leave this as at least his last redemptive, you can say activity and act? Before he leaves, and he wants this to be part of the messy legacy he's leaving.
No, I think if you say redemptive,
oh yes,
the redemptive is I have a problem.
That is your problem.
I don't have a problem.
So I now watch training until you have a problem. Akufo-Addo's legacy is an endangered democracy. Akufo-Addo's legacy is a tattered political party he's leaving behind. And the way is a way to redeem himself, and one of the many things he needs to do to redeem himself. Until it will be a redemptive activity. Look, says here for the first time in our history, at least in the Fourth Republic, we have an absolute majoritarian parliament. They can decide, say, we are toppling our democracy, and they can do it because that is what they have. They have the power to do so. And then is the legacy of Akufo-Addo. This is what he's leaving behind. What is here? And in the end, it is his actions. And our money, MPP, to the extent that it is not only affecting the MPP as a political party, but it has the prospect of endangering our democracy. My hope and prayer is there, and like the incoming president Akano, he's not going to exploit some majority, to do things that are unspeakable, or disarm majority and that's our prayer and hope. And if you have a democracy where your survival depends on prayer and hope, they are not just as I'm case here now, and this is his legacy. The final thing is
I think best my father can no only answer.
You was 7 minutes. Just 1 minute.
Now 7 minutes. Who him summary?
Just 1 minute.
I think who him summary.
Oh, me. Oh, 1 minute. Wait, there's one say my boy.
And then 1 minute.
Oh, there also 1 minute. I say 1 minute.
Oh, na near me person me can say. Mesre say abanya ebe ejumani die. Look, it's one thing to win, it's the other. I mean, it's another thing to govern. Ejumani do also, especially if you assess the extent of mesa ewa hanum no. Enya ve na be we need to please ya can say furusa je we abo ejuma say get people who will be able to do ejuma no, because ejuma na dey we nim no say be enya nkwala ejuma o, because at the end of the day the goodwill you are enjoying near Ghana to me Ghana for the share no even see that, so the expectations are also unprecedented. A word to the wise, they say, is still in the Republic of Gamaga. Me that say.
Obeni, obi aposti ade bi o ye book no so ye face you know. friend Anthony Nanemi Arthur the third. Na China for agro money so I say. China executes former state office official over corruption charges totaling about 412 million. Pay. Prof pay.
Orally so mid
what's 1 minute. Now I think
ona corruption the kai.
Ona actual to he say obi the sikabi koto na fidelity account mo.
Of course.
Oni mini background.
Ana me ni anka mi chiro e.
No kan di ka ho.
Sana me wa nyabutre sa oral ni be start ejuma.
Name and shame.
No, any we dey name and jail.
But unfortunately only 1 minute.
When name and shame, name and jail.
Only 1 minute bi o. Enti ba me fa 1 minute
no. When name and shame let say who we dey.
Say
Nana.
Pato me pon.
Nana, the article mu yi obi na kan asem say oba na wankwa oji oni so. Opanyin say na ekọ abatu yi ana yenkofo kwa yiro mu no mu 2 year. Say nka we nyina ma o na jai promotion ye na men tua sika menye payments na ye jiwe ni ye de mai sankofo. I mean, that is the price you pay for not taking the right decision. Exactly. So, and you know, when you wake up call, Yame Adoma 2028, Minya also Obikra Beba, Ebetina was a cancer on Kotua Bansan or Kwakoto. That's how Brenny Bedrew. Nana, Mr. Yaukase, Mr. Medema Nudi Seme Baby, and Besan Kahadie. Utie me hapa nura na me reading kakra tina me kan poem bi minimisa nana ya minimisa wo pe poem sintina me sheda kan ye no na me de no be wrap up me discussion for today. Or say a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages, and in front of her she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. Asem ni nyina ne say eye river opinion river in Sutine Asubonten.
Because say no si can ya hwe bibi to say tano ana ofin densu no mo nti Asubonten am de ko bi kwa de bonyum say susuan wo ho no ya Asubonten de hye nti Asubonten no say ebre bia no say ansa Asubonten kokobọ ocean mu epoana na ye dey apo na nse ejina subonten na kese so and this are obekwa akọbọ asubonten fufuro bi na asubonten kese no e de akọbọ
apum tu de yemfa nse asubonten kese a ekwa akọbọ pum tano akọbọ pum a opanyi asem ni nyina ne se so wo hwe se nipa ensuo yi bia ensuo bia da forest mu na ni nam forest mu na ebubu nnua na fro bepo ne sanea na kwache se abrabo obopre no nyina ne se opese okonanim na kakakra bia na akwakoduru epo afo to na ni hu se po na dawo kakra kai timi make to abi kokobo punu mu a mayira o po am ni nyina no na asem ne se de me meti ase fa ne se ewo mu se asubonte kobo pumu a wayira nanso so onyira ye efiso ono ka ho na puna ye po ya to aba wie de MPP fo ya lusu eno nkire se ya lusu kra we should seek solace yenya bibi emfiri nkukuo imu na ye nyina ye hu se oman Ghana ye dia nti ye ba beboa aban foforo na eba no ama ye bu oman ni yie efiso oman ni ye sa babio in 2028 na se ye sa ba ne ya mo ama ye mu oman ni ya mo oman na nye yi a na se ye ba ye bebre ye wuro bia wo se play as an opposition party eme enkoda ema areho ni nchie bebre me enkonko ye se de nsuo yi epo eken esubonti kan se wo turmirika wa bunu agu afro bepo akosane a onim se wa defense wa wie afedi otonani apukakaka na we okowura mu a na adwene nse wayira onyira forever so onu efiri mu a epono nya pono e wo ho no say ye as MPP ene nyame adoma after 7 December ye ko opposition ye free mu say ye free Ghana no mu a Ghana ni nye we should play our role effectively and efficiently Emma Ghana for no enhu say we are the better option in 2028 me that say
Prof
aya
memo afishia pa
afin komatu yen
ye do ase afi nyina say the medical show bo pacho say pacho Kokrokoo
afi kwana pasha say ya juma wa hana
minye vida
Prof bu be na on dia ase Kokrokoo chame hineti
mi sanka vida
o de omba ya sa cha no omba bo nyum wa kase nsa mediasa aduare kaka na adi nsa fa mediasa de nsa ntwe ho
jese na ana di partial abim
dabi pasha se Kokrokoo chame hine ne chairman general
ose
se Kokrokoo
liabilities by the jane asset liabilities Daniel yama fisha pay die mesro
na mama prof fisha pay
ya to abani wie ye no na me hyede ma me miamia mani me wo fa ofre me cheche me re ofa me nimisa aba no se na fa no sa e so se oboaye no se de ade ne fa no afre me ne kwasai ankoye no so tumifo aye me wo fa ofa ya yi ma re Tony Nioma wo East Legon. One mo boss kra na edi juma pa. One kwa me despite nti of ya yi mare of ne me free ha me ba ho so oni tua me to nkra fa mu de oni me de adukuru ntia. Ti we de of onu de piece of the be radio da. It of already you ready wo fa se me ba na say de opposition na me de ba. Ti we de tie. Oni
pressure na diba.
Oni wo fa ke nyina mu mienu nyina na mo fa se na me ba. Da mo se.
Nana ya ma atiefo a omatie ye afemu nyina aboa no ne ntakra ne ma ne yekese atiefo na ma ye ba ha ye nya ho keka ne mo to da bi dia ntakra hu dia ne fanyinam kwatre kwa nyame ka mo nyina mo
onka so ho no me nyina ya hoden
eni ne ye many researchers one say show you there who ye no any information
bibia timi ba
ye do mu nyina
o ma ye nyina ya hoden na
ye do mu ase
afese se de na ye kan sempa yo na nye nkobisi
na for 4 years there ankanche bawo
minim say apon
4 years na 4 years ankanche ba na obi a on pedi di so a cheche pa
kom bogusi ID medase Atik Mohammed medase Professor Kofi Ejekum medase se na medical aka no nyame ya adoma ochena ena Kokrokoo afidie ye de beba na wie ye chairman general kwa mesefa kan betena ase na ochena no MOG ebeba Diana Hamilton so ebeba echena Kokrokoo yebeko Carol nemom ene mame nyina me boss chairman general kwa mesefa kan anamu na me na obia woni yetu anamo afi ase mo a modia ne se text message ena mo de ba yeda mo ase nyame nhira mo a ye bia homa no amutimi frɛ ede mo adwenkyere ba yeda mo ase nyame nhira mo nso so ayeye program ya mo ma information wa kyere ho na ma Kokrokoo ye Kokrokoo yeda mo ase nyame nhira mo a mutimi eye research ma yen say we there be say na bia makọ archive makọ akọtwe document na de aba eni nyina aboa e ma Kokrokoo ye Kokrokoo yedamase obia wo twaka mo amobọ mpaye ma yen ni ade obia wo twaka Kokrokoo mu bia ye se yedawase afi nyina mu nyina mo ka ho e na Kokrokoo yeda so etim ba bia etim no a yen cleaners a enmu ye adwuma security for biara colleagues wo fi ha nyina ye kabom ye despite media nemum ye papa Dr. Father Dixon o no team there yentimi njamu mu biara ne ho wo Kokrokoo mu mo a mo ba ha mo de mo adwenkyere ba and can ye regular panelists be to say Penin Ejekum Man Pratt Kosi Pratt Professor Joseph Osafo Nana Kumianum mo amoye regular ene mo amoso ba kwa mo aba betwam ne ade ni nyina ye se ye da mo nyina ase production team Kokrokoo mo na mama Kokrokoo aye Kokrokoo e da obia ase nyina ye ka ho na ye bo chairman general Chidom ema odi Kokrokoo ebremo efra me na okese na me Catholic gidie hia me nti obetimi afra me the cardinal e de rade asomdwe eja mo nyina Kofi Kombelson the royal baby ene motna akopem se premo ebeto na kasebo no aba me de asomdwe jamo John 14:27 osinya me ama asomdwe Yesu ne kae peace I leave you not my peace onyankopon tiasefo ndie ena me de emamo